Hi, everybody. This is your Professor Ian. Sorry if you read this overview earlier. I hadn't updated it. It had old information in it. Um, obviously all the changes, I forgot to do that. And I'm just recording this now, setting this up. So sorry if you read it earlier. I had the wrong info here. Anyways, I hope you're all doing as well as possible in this crazy world that we're living in right now. Um, I've created a discussion forum if you want to use it to share resources and ideas for coping with the situation right now that we're in. I know I had some other students using the help forum in one of my classes to share some information about unemployment insurance. So I thought I'd just create a discussion forum if you guys want to share resources or discuss things. Sometimes it's amazing the things that some of your classmates know and have access to, some insights. So, if you have information about applying for employment or local food resources for people who need them, or things like that, I created that discussion forum. You'll see a link down below in the transcript of these comments. Anyway, so I created that on to school stuff. Everything we do for the rest of the semester is going to be online. Not a big change for us, obviously. The rest of your courses will also be entirely online. So that might be a change for you. I'm not sure. I should note too that the college is shifting our summer courses to online instruction as well. So if you're planning on taking summer courses, those are going to be all online. I'm teaching online anyways in the summer, so it's not a huge change for me, but it might be a shift for some of you. And at Chafee, we're also discussing whether to go ahead and make our fall semester online as well. That's being discussed right now. And I know probably all the colleges in California are having similar discussions, whether to just get ahead of things and make the entire fall online or to wait and see what's going to happen. Everything changes so quickly right now, it's hard to say, but I just wanted to let you all know that the summer's already been switched. It's all going online and the fall is under discussion. Anyways, I also wanted to note about the college, about Chafee. There's a couple. I mean, they were trying to do a lot of things, but there's a couple things I want to tell you about right away. Super relevant for us. The college has been distributing Chromebooks, so laptops for students to use, loaning them out to students to use for these online courses. They've distributed, I think, 2,000 Chromebooks, I think, and they're getting another 1,000 to distribute over the next week. So if you need one, please send me an email. I'll look into who to get a hold of. I think it's probably through Student Services. But if you need one, please let me know, or please look into it. Probably available on the website. You didn't actually send me a link to it, but there are Chromebooks that might be available. We're also discussing student refunds. A lot of people, things have changed and gone upside down, so it could be that you want to step back from the semester. So we're discussing that. I know that the last day to drop courses has been extended to April 10th. So that's a big change. So that's number two, and then number three, I wanted to mention that Panther Care is offering drive-through pantries. So we used to do those like pop-up pantries. We used to call them the Panther Pantries. And they would give away food resources and other things in person. So we're turning that into a drive-through thing. I put the link below in the transcripts of these comments. So please do take advantage of that if you need some resources, right? Food and other resources. We're still giving that stuff away, but we're doing a drive-through version. So please look into that. That's a great resource. Crazy times. Everybody can use some resources. Okay, anyways, enough about that school stuff. I'll update you about resources as the semester goes on. But on to our course. As you all know, we had an extended spring break. We had 2 weeks instead of one. So this means we lost a week of instruction. But fear not. All this means is that I cut out a few activities and readings, right? I condensed a couple things. That's basically what I did. The big difference is that we have a little less time to work on our last two papers, right? Just kind of a little more compressed. It's going to feel a little more rushed, I guess. But it's only a week. It's not, it's not the end of the world as far as that goes. With that in mind, because we have a little less time to work on papers 3 and 4, I would encourage you to read the instructions for both of those papers right away and start thinking about how you're going to approach these topics. And I've made all that available as of March 30th. So I would suggest looking them over right away And just thinking about it, you don't have to start working on paper number 4, but you might want to decide on your topic earlier than you might have otherwise. I hope you all saw my previous announcements about the changes I've made. I've been like tinkering and going back and forth for the last few weeks. So, please do go back to those announcements. I don't want to go through all that stuff right now. I posted a really long walkthrough of these changes. I shot a little video using, with the screen capture thing where I walk you through all the changes. So please do take a look at that video. I posted module 11. So if you really want a long walkthrough, it's like 10 minutes of me talking about all the little changes that I made in the course. Please do take a look at that. I'm not going to go through it again right here because I already shot that other video, so don't want to waste our time. And we're already up to 5 minutes, so there you go. Anyway, so this week in the course, if you remember, there are 2 options you can choose for this next part of the course, right? If you choose option number 1, which well, let me get into that in a minute, but there's the two options, right? Either you continue working on the road, or option number 2, you work on something called posthumanism. Posthumanism is basically asking, like, what does it mean to be human in a world where we can use technology to make substantial changes to the human organism, right? A couple of the stories that I have picked out to read involve what happens to humans after we shift our consciousness to the internet, basically, right? We become digital humans. Are we still humans? Anyways, so that's the second option. And again, I added the second option because, the road it can be pretty dark, right? There's some dark stuff in it. It's this apocalyptic novel, and, I don't want to add to people's stress levels during these tumultuous times. The road is not all dark. If you read it, when you get to the end, you can make your decision about what you think. But there is potential for hope. There's the discussion of good guys and bad guys and the fire throughout the novel. So it's not all dark. But I wanted to offer a second option for anybody who doesn't want to read the road right now. I get it. I get it if you don't. So please do consider these 2 options, right? And please make your choice about which option you want to take by Wednesday, April 1st. There's a survey. I've linked it below in the transcripts. It's also linked in week 11. Use that survey. Just let me know your choice. You can change your choice. That's fine. If you get to the end of the week and you're like, actually, I don't like this story, or don't, whatever, I want to go back to the road, or I don't like the road, or whatever, let me know. I can change you. The reason I want you to let me know which choice you make early is so I can assign you to the appropriate assignments, right? I can take you out of the perusal assignment for the road, so you don't have that showing up as something you need to do, right? If you don't let me know your choice, you're going to be assigned to all the activities. That's the default. So I need to know which way you want to go, path 1 or path 2, so that I can assign you to the appropriate activities. Okay, so let me know sooner rather than later. So if you choose option 1 this week, that's continuing to work on the road, there's a perusal assignment to help you engage with the next section of the novel. I've uploaded a PDF version of the novel to the system, so you don't even have to read the book, or you do have to read the book, sorry. You don't have to buy the book because I found a PDF version, okay? In this section of the book, our protagonists, the man and the boy, are going to start encountering other people, right? The first part of the book was kind of like that introduction, introducing the characters and the setting and all that kind of stuff. And now we're going to ramp up into the rising action leading to the climax of the novel. So they're going to encounter other people with mixed results, right? As you can imagine, this is a hostile world, so there's going to be some hostile encounters. In this section, pay attention to the discussion of the fire, right? That's one of the topics for your paper you could choose. And this idea of good guys versus bad guys. So they really get into the themes of the morality of this book, right? And those are really developed in this section. And please do read the instructions for the perusal activity, because there are a couple of differences. I want you to think about how you could use part of the book for your essay. Try engaging with that as you're reading through and sharing ideas. Okay, and after engaging with this section of the novel using perusal, there's a discussion forum to help you think about how you might approach your third essay. So that's option 1. Option 2, if you choose that, posthumanism, there's a perusal assignment to help you engage with the short story called The People of Sand and Slag. And I'll just warn you ahead of time, in this story, it's a science fiction story. There's a small amount of violence against animals, one animal in particular. It's not super graphic, but just a heads up. I know some people can't stand reading about violence to animals. It's not graphic or like gratuitous. They don't, there's no like torture scene or anything like that. But um, there's some violence. Anyway, so that's the story. We're going to use perusal to read that and engage with it together. Again, remember, read the instructions for the perusal assignment this time because I'm asking you to, as you're reading through and engaging with the story, think about how you could use it for that third essay. Okay. Also, if you choose option number 2, you're going to watch the Pixar film WALL-E. I mean, most of you have probably seen it, I would imagine, but do watch it again because you're going to want to engage with specific parts of it. And WALL-E is a text you could use for your third essay. It's available on Disney Plus. It's available for, I mean, if you subscribe to Disney Plus, you can get it for free. It's available for very small. I think it was $2.99 on Amazon Prime. I think you can rent it on YouTube. There's also ways you can watch it for free. You can email me if you want some ideas. They're dodgy ways to watch it for free, but you could if you want. If you want to take that risk with your computer and that kind of stuff, you can do that. You can email me. I can give you some ideas. Otherwise, please do make sure you watch it. Because after you engage with these 2 texts, that short story, The People of Sand and Slag and WALL-E, there's a discussion forum to help you think about how you can bring these 2 texts into discussion. Because, one's about a robot left on the planet Earth and one's about a group of humans. I mean, that's up for you. That's for you to decide, who are living and working in kind of a similarly environmentally ruined version of Earth. So, anyways, there's a discussion forum after you engage with those 2 texts. Okay, that's about it for now. As I mentioned in my previous messages, I know you're all facing increased burdens right now, work, family, just the stress of what's going on right now. So, please do know I'm on your side. I want you to, succeed in the course. This course is all about just improving your writing. So that's what we're all here for. And I'll be happy to be as flexible as possible with the deadlines and the assignments and such. So the key there is just, reaching out to me. If you have any questions or concerns, get in touch with me earlier rather than later. And we can totally discuss, alternate arrangements and things like that. And on that note, you can always email me, but I'm also going to have online office hours from 1 to 3 every day, every weekday. That is, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'll be online from 1 to 3. You can contact me either through Zoom or Cranium Cafe, which is called, I think, ConX or something in your options. This is on the left-hand side of the screen if you're using a laptop. I don't know how it always displays when you're using a device, right? So it'll say Confer Zoom, that's if you want to use Zoom to get a hold of me, or I think it's called ConX if you want to use Cranium Cafe. I'm available through both. Both will be open every day, every weekday from 1 to 3. Okay, so that's about it for now. Have a good day.